good morning. I said, good morning! There is time travel in Squid Game. There is time travel in The Substance. There is time travel in Arrival. Most time travel media pits time travel as the central mechanic to its plot. The literal journey between the present and either the past or future takes place through portals and other sci-fi shenanigans. Meanwhile, the real journey involves the actions of the hero within those past or future realities. The second episode of the second season of Korean survival thriller series Squid Game has done something interesting with time travel. Instead of being a diegetic mechanic, it appears in the show's form, mainly through its editing. The audience travels through time rather than the characters. As a result, it manages the episode's pacing and characterizes its protagonists. One of them, a homeless woman working as a parade performer, strikes a minor attachment to a child after the child gives her a drawing of them both. It turns out the child has blood cancer, and whilst being rushed to hospital, drops her hat. The homeless woman, Noe, visits her to deliver it and is reminded of her own daughter. We see Noe tenderly take the hand of the girl and immediately cuts to the girl's father entering the room. His face shifts from despondency to surprise. The audience expects this to be because he's seen a stranger standing over his vulnerable daughter, but then we cut to Noe's absence and the hat she's left behind. The Kuleshov effect is a staple in editing in which the audience subconsciously draws temporal associations between shots that follow one another. Squid Game 2 leads us to believe that Noe holding the girl's hand contextualizes the reaction of her father. In truth, Noe has long departed from the room, but the relative mundanity of her leaving deems including it unnecessary. Cutting the literal liminal travelling of Noe's exit puts the audience forward through time, and therefore Noe is treated like a ghost of the past. I think this is relevant to how she sees herself, and how society treats her, both of which are informed by her struggle to maintain a livelihood. The end of the scene that immediately follows the hospital does something similar. The main character of the first season, Ji-hyun, is shown conversing in a makeshift shooting range. He is bewildered by a revelation, and then we cut to the security cameras recording the shooting range. Security camera footage is normally a transition between scenes that are happening concurrently. We see action from one perspective, and then another perspective is revealed to us to have witnessed said action as well. This is enhanced by the audio of the gunshots carrying over from the scene in which Ji-hyun is present at the range. The subversion here is that he's not. He's in the room with the security camera footage. These scenes aren't running concurrently, they're simply chronologically ordered. The whiplash of being thrust into the future instead of witnessing another scene in the concurrent present lends to the disorienting stress Ji-hyun feels. On the other side of the cut, he attempts to call his daughter. He might believe this is the last time he'll hear her voice. Actor Lee Jung-jae brings a palpable depth in his performance. Ji-hyun can't even bring himself to speak. The daughter's parallel between Noe and Ji-hyun is established by the sequencing of their scenes, virtually one after another, and is strengthened by sharing their editing techniques. It reminds the audience of the true root of their motivations, who they think about when they choose to affiliate themselves with the game, and what it represents. They're both moments of reflection on their respective journeys. Both resulted in a separation from each of their daughters, and both have since been transformed by their shared aim for reconnection. The Noe and Ji-hyun transitions aren't like normal time skips of like a few minutes or hours. Normative editing techniques and maintenance of continuity inform the audience that time has passed. Like, we don't have to see Junho's boats traveling the whole ocean to know that they're approaching the island. We can see time passing through how it looks like morning when they leave and the afternoon when they arrive. And Squid Game doesn't have a specific aversion to liminal journeying either. In fact, it frequently brings attention to how players get from their prison bunks to the rooms in which the games are played. Considering the movement between rooms keeps the audience on track with where characters are geographically and in time. The absence of Noe's and Ji-hyun's mundane liminal journeying causes the audience to almost involuntarily move forward through. It's such a tiny element of general continuity editing, but by omitting and then obscuring them via the Kuleshov effect, the audience's traditional journey onwards through time in Squid Game is manipulated.